This is Always Ready, Matt Cardona, the internet champion and the host of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. But there's another podcast I want you to check out, and that is the Crash and Burn Podcast. Check it out every single episode. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, do all that fun stuff, and you never know. Maybe one day you'll see the Crash and Burn Podcast take on the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast in the middle of the ring. And you know who's going to win? Me. Because you guys, you're not always ready. Crash and Burn!
Yes, I did.
Oh, there it is.
Recording. Waiting for it. Wait for it. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the non-binary fluids and trans people, and everyone identify yourself as the world, hello to Halloween Havoc 2022. We're doing the NXT that just recently had a pay-per-view, and I'll be honest to say this was a banger after banger after banger, except for one match that felt really cliche, and I personally didn't I called it, but I just didn't think the match was not that good because of illegal tactics, as Booker T once said. So today, we got our two boys here with me today. Again, two people considered like basically brothers, or one of his boyfriend eventually. I don't know. But so the first one, again, he does everything in his podcast. You know, I've been friends with this guy for almost 4 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about now, because it's almost a new year.
We are 4 years old.
Well, basically, yeah, because we met. I just saw you just a random hashtag, and I just followed you ever since then. Here we are.
Thank you, hashtag.
So, yeah, it was a random fucking hashtag. We used to post like live coverages of like SmackDown and Raw back then.
My old days, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Jason.
Nah, you know, I've never been on this podcast before. I'm actually new here.
You are like Kane of this podcast. You're a veteran of this podcast.
You're Kane.
Okay, time to switch to serious Jason. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Crash and Fucking Burn Wrestling Podcast. And today we are reviewing NXT Halloween Havoc. Let's fucking do this.
All right, AJ. Okay, we're not getting. It's not the horny cast today. No. So the next up again, a little bit of a return. I think he was on, this month. I don't know. But
he's never
here today to give us a review of Halloween Havoc, because we actually fucking watched this together. And it is Josh Danker.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the Assassin, Josh Danker. Welcome back to Crash and Burn, where we are going to be reviewing this past Halloween Havoc pay-per-view from NXT. And I agree with what Lucas said. You know, NXT, once it switched to the 2.0 stuff, it really wasn't, as good. But now we're white and gold, and we are, their HBK is taking NXT into a new step as a developmental brand. And this was probably one of the best NXT pay-per-views of the year so far. And I cannot wait to get into this. This is it was an awesome pay-per-view, so let's get started.
This is a favorite game for us to play. How many weeks will it take us to get Josh on a podcast?
That's everybody's
I don't know. That's a really good question. So let me actually go to NXT.
On any podcast we do.
Yeah. Oh no, I cannot type for shit. And I was going to tell you, I was supposed to get my tests for my driver's permit today, but unfortunately I didn't have everything apparently. So we're going to reschedule that to Tuesday. So just want to announce that your boy might be driving here soon. So, all right. So the first match, we're going to start off. Okay, we don't care about those two matches.
Dark matches.
Yeah, they were like two dark matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about that. So let's go on to the vacant NXT North American Championship match. And the reason why I say it's vacant is so Sikoa beat Carl Hayes. And, so Sikoa's on SmackDown now. So what kind of fucking sense it made? So we had this match. So Wesley defeated Carmelo Hayes, Orton Masson, Von Wagner, and Nathan Frazier.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be man to admit I slept on Wesley. I slept on Wesley on this one. This match was a fucking banger. This is the best match tonight. I don't care what anyone says. Now the triple threat match comes very close, but this match, so holy shit, this is all good spots. And I'll be kind of my words shut in my mouth. Von Wagner actually looked not too bad, honestly. He actually has a great spot in there where Wesley got fucking thrown into the announce table.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And then Von Wagner decided to almost try to kill a person with a damn I don't know what you doing there. And I'll be kind of mad to admit the finish of Wesley and Carmelo Hayes facing each other. It felt kind of awkward at the end, but it was a good film on for Wesley after everything that happened this year with him and Nash Carter. And just like trying to get his whole career and everything like that, him knowing to be a tag team, person to win a single title, that's just a great thing to him to see. What to do with the title. I think him and Frazier can have definitely a great match. So I hopefully we get some with those two. But honestly, all of them worked really good. Carmelo Hayes had great fucking gear. Everyone looked good. They looked very strong in this match, and I think that the right winner won, my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
So
definitely.
So yeah. Josh.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I was very, very happy for Wesley, honestly. Like, once, the whole situation with Nash Carter, went down and he got released from his contract, I was saying, are they going to make Wesley look like a jobber? Are they going to make him, just be one of those guys that, like, all right, you're going to go into the ring, you're going to do a fucking squash match, you're going to put over this guy. And I don't think anybody in NXT, like HBK and anybody that works with NXT didn't want that for him because they wanted to see him at his best level. And it was mainly HBK that really wanted to make Wesley a star. And he's literally doing that right now. And I think a lot of people did sleep on him in the beginning of the match. But once he picked up his pace after he got thrown by Von Wagner and almost kind of like died. But I kind of just knew, like, I switched my pick to Wesley because I kind of saw the destiny in his eyes. Like, this is my moment. I'm going to capture the flag. And I was literally hoping Wesley was one of those people that did win the title. And he's come such a long way, and I actually did watch the video that was posted to social media where he was hugging HBK, just crying his eyes out because this was his first singles title, and I hope his reign goes really well. And he's a very talented performer. He's probably one of the best wrestlers out there on the roster, and he's probably now one of the most popular guys out there because he's got some gold around his waist. And the match itself was unbelievable. You had a lot of great competitors in there, and, it's not ready yet for Von Wagner. I mean, he did impress me. He didn't look as, as that big guy in that match, who's going to destroy the whole competition. You had, Carmelo Hayes, 2-time North American champion, but they want to, put Carmelo Hayes to the main roster. I heard he might go up to, Raw or SmackDown, but, we'll see tonight if he's Hit Row's mystery partner at the time of recording. We'll
that will be sick if
you have Oro Mensah.
Mensah impressive shit. He took an ugly bump on the ladder though. Y'all saw that he did on the ladder though?
Who, Mensah? Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. Oh,
and
that shit.
Had Nathan Frazier, has impressed me a lot since he's joined WWE. And since he's been on NXT, I hope he's a champion in the future. But right now, it's Wesley's time. But man, that was probably my favorite match, and it was a great way to start off the show. Literally, a great way to start off the show. Absolutely.
Yeah. What I loved about this one too, when they did one spot with the Frazier Fox shot of Wagner through the ladder, that also was a pretty dope spot too. I always love the through the ladder spots, even though again, it doesn't look effective on the person, but when you look at it visually, it looks the sickest thing on TV. mean, look at what they did with Harper and Ambrose when Harper powerbombed Ambrose through that ladder, and Ambrose like landed on his head. So, obviously, this match again was a banger, though, as Sheamus once said. Jason.
This was a banger match to start the show. Wesley was the right person to win this match. I went for anybody here, but Wesley was the perfect choice here. They have a ton of great spots here. It was fire to kick off the show with that match.
All right, so next up match is going to be Okay, so let's go to the Grayson. I think it's Grayson Waller. The next match it was.
Yeah, Apollo Crews defeating Grayson Waller.
Yeah, Apollo Crews being Grayson Waller. And the Cassidy match. Honestly, that match actually wasn't bad. I think that match was actually great for what it was. I think the right winner won for something. I went Grayson Waller because I thought they were going to push him to the moon in this one. But it's good to see a face to win a match. Especially, Apollo, what he kind of went through with Grayson Waller, trying to basically poke his damn eye out. He actually tried to do the same thing in this match. But honestly, though, this match was fine. And this is also the start of the Hour Fire Mandy Rose, type of match, the haunted house shit that they were doing and that led to the ring. We'll get into that in just a moment. But I think it's a great match in these two. Again, I think these two have great chemistry with each other. I think the rivalry is over. And I hope it is. And I think that they both move on to great things. I think Apollo is a great talent that's been underutilized for so long. I think he deserves to go after a championship, no matter the tag team or not. I think he deserves to go after a championship because, again, he's a great talent. That was the same thing with Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller is a motherfucking great heel. He looks like a megastar. And the one spot I love in the match is when Apollo got sent through the casket and they had to go get another casket with all the druids. And when I went to those druids, I thought the Undertaker was going to appear. I'm like, is the Undertaker going to be in NXT?
They kind of got that vibe, too. Yeah, that druids thing.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I'm like, wait a minute. Is Apollo Crews a dark character now? Is he going to do Judgment Day? What?
What's funny is, I remember playing one of the old SmackDown versus Raw games, and I remember the druid was a playable character. If you
that's right. Was it 2011?
Yeah, it was 2011. I was like, you could play as a druid. I'm like, that's fucking cool. but yeah, that match was just fucking insane.
Yeah. So with that one too, as I'm texting somebody,
You want me to let go while you text, or?
No, I got it. So with this match too, one of my favorite spots in the matchup is fucking Apollo Crews trying to kill Grayson Waller with that steel steps. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought that man was gonna die.
That thing was about to land on his head.
But the one thing I also love too is they tried to do a Tombstone power driver, even though the Tombstone is not going to be legal except for the Undertaker possibly and Kane possibly. And the way they did it with the Lumbo was very smooth. I think that the Tombstone Lumbo was very smooth what they did. And I think the right winner won, as I said before. Jason, what you gotta say?
So this match, I mean, it was a pretty cool match. I enjoyed the scary vibe to it. That's the main reason why I enjoyed it, because it was scary. And the casket match was pretty good. That was funny, the ending, where the casket broke.
Yes. I thought Grayson Waller, and I'm like, I fucking called it. I thought he won. And Booker T thought the same thing. Thought Grayson Waller won, but it's like, what?
Yeah, I guess I'll say what I thought. Yeah, I'm glad Apollo, is back in NXT where he belongs. I feel like NXT is a good fit for him at the moment than being on the main roster, because after he was done with the heel gimmick, that he did on the main roster, he really didn't do much after that. Like, we were like, where's Apollo Crews been? Like, and then he comes back to NXT, and I'm like, I kind of want to see half the guys that got called up very early have a second run. And Apollo was one of those guys, and I'm like, if he goes back, that would be good for the brand, because you got to realize he's a very talented dude. Like, he's a very underrated wrestler too, and he might have won the Intercontinental title and the United States title, but I like to see him go after the NXT Championship, because when he first came to the main roster, to NXT, he didn't really go after championship gold. He just, was in these matches, just, facing random guys, and then before you know it, he got called up. They're like, yeah, you're ready to go up to the big leagues, kid. And this match was just insane. I mean, I love the fact that you have the Halloween Havoc wheel, and you spin the wheel, and it depends, and whatever it lands on is the match you're in. Like, and the fact that it landed on a casket match was the best stipulation of that whole match. And I thought the same thing too. When Apollo Crews got slammed onto the casket, I thought he lost the match at first. I was like, wait, Grayson Waller won in like 5 seconds. I was like, okay. And everyone knows this. I love Grayson Waller. I think he's fucking entertaining. I think for a guy, who keeps getting his ass kicked by Apollo Crews, he's fine. Grayson Waller is entertaining.
Like, he really is.
Gimmick is so funny.
Yeah, he is. And that's why, fucking Omar hates the fucking guy.
Hi, Omar.
Omar despises that guy. And it's the funniest shit ever.
I know. I mean, hey, you love him or hate him, he's still fucking entertaining. But
exactly, that's right.
I love the fact that Apollo just disappeared the first time around. And I was like, where the fuck did he go? And even Booker T, I think, was saying too. He was like, "Oh man, where'd he go?
Oh man, where'd he go?
Where'd he go?"
And then all of a sudden the lights go out, and I'm like, Undertaker. I mean, of course I didn't say Undertaker. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not the Undertaker. It's probably those same druids that came out earlier with another casket. And Apollo Crews comes back out with the druids, and there's another casket, and then the match officially ends by Apollo Crews putting Grayson Waller in the casket the official way to win the match. Overall, the match was insane. I almost thought Grayson Waller almost got killed when those steel steps almost landed on his head.
I thought he was going to actually get a hit on him. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, because he would have been out for the longest time, but that match
he would have broken down. He would have his neck would have been done.
That match was insane. I really enjoyed that one as well.
Grayson Waller would turn to Edge with his neck.
Yeah. Well, Edge got hurt by spearing somebody, and then his head went back, I think. So then
yeah, that's why he was out for like 9 years. Jason, let's got your name.
We're still talking about Apollo Grayson Waller. I already went.
Okay.
Oh, you did? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now on to the next one, the Weapons Law match. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. And Roxanne Perez beat Cora Jade. Again, if only I really thought they're going to push Cora Jade. This is an example. I don't watch NXT, y'all. Don't help me, please. Okay?
No, you're good.
So please don't choke me right now, even though I will like it, but just don't right now. Oh, Jason, you pathetic little sub. Anyways, so this match again was honestly a banger of a match. One of the spots I really love in this match is like Roxanne Perez brought out the skateboard, the same skateboard that Cora Jade like hit her with. Yeah. And went ham on there with that. And the last I really love too is when both women went on the top of the scaffold or whatever the fuck it was, and they both fell. And I really thought Cora had it for a second, but
right?
They're Roxanne Perez, and I think it's rightfully so. When I saw what she did on SmackDown with Bayley, I think she's a great talent. I really think she is. And
absolutely,
this all started with that betrayal, and it went to picking poison matches. You have Jade taking up Raquel and Raquel Rodriguez, and also you had Roxanne Perez took on Rhea Ripley, my girl. Sorry, Sid. So, and those matches, Rhea won, of course. Judgment Day's around. You know me with Judgment Day. I fucking love them to death. All of them. Hell, I'm gonna be freaking Edge. Yes, I said it. I'm gonna be Edge for Halloween. And so this match was a definitely banger. I think some matches again are not, it's gonna be a level as the first match, but this one definitely was a good ending to the rivalry. I think hopefully it's at the end of the rivalry, and I hopefully see Corey J move on to bigger, better things, and also to see Roxanne Perez do bigger things as well. So Jason.
Well, I actually enjoyed this match. Actually, it was actually one of my favorite matches. This rivalry has been really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm actually liking the promos that they had. It was just dope.
All right, Josh.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the match. It was insane. I mean, this rivalry and the storyline between these two, it's just been one of the best things NXT's had going on. I personally love both of them. They're two of my favorites on the women's roster, and they're both very talented as well. I mean, especially Roxanne Perez. She's come such a long way since starting in NXT, since she signed with WWE. Of course, for those of you that have known her for like a long time and have been fans of her since the beginning, she was known as Roxy in Ring of Honor before she came to WWE. Former Ring of Honor Women's Champion. And look at her now. She's come a long way, and I love the fact that she kind of gave Cora Jade a taste of her own medicine with like the skateboard. That was kind of a nice touch. And personally, I love Cora Jade. I think she's very talented. She's a great wrestler in the ring. She's better off as a heel than a babyface. I felt like the babyface gimmick was when NXT 2.0 was around was getting a little stale, but then that heel turn after she hit her in the back of the head with the belt, that's what kind of made me love Cora Jade even more. Not just as, a wrestler, but character-wise. I mean, the whole Generation of Jade thing is just incredible. Like, their women's roster has developed ever since, Bailey and everybody else, like all the OGs have moved on to the main roster. And their women's roster has, with Mandy Rose involved, I mean, this is the best that NXT's had to offer us. But overall, the match was just insane. So many insane spots, especially when they both dove off the that thing in the Capitol Wrestling Center, one of the stage things. But so many insane spots, especially when Roxanne did that move onto Cora Jade on top of all those chairs. Yikes.
Oh yeah, the pop rocks.
Rocks. And then just the match was incredible. These two literally, it was a great ending to a great feud, a great storyline, and I hope both of them have better things to look forward to as they go on. They probably will still be feuding. Who knows? We'll find out Tuesday on NXT.
Yep.
Find out.
You'll find out sooner or later. All right, Jason, you went?
For the Roxanne Cora Jade match, yes.
Just making sure. Let me turn this off for a second. So next match is the ambulance match. And
I love this one.
I love this match though. Julius Creed beat Damon Kemp in the ambulance match. Honestly, this match is very fun. It was a very fun, brutal match, and I personally loved it. And I think these two having a great rivalry each other. I think Damon Kemp is being actually a real good heel, getting to the skin of the Creed brothers and everything like that. And really the touch of the steel chair with his name on it was actually a really good touch on it too.
Yeah.
The one thing that I love is he used the crutch he brought to the ring with him, and he used that to prevent Creed to close the ambulance. That actually was very unique. Always ambulance matches felt very unique. I mean, I felt all the match with ambulance matches because of Finlay and Rey Mysterio. Well, not ambulance match, stretcher matches and ambulance matches. I think the ambulance match I love the most though, probably Bray and Dean when they faced each other, or Reigns and Strowman when they had their Great Balls of Fire match. But honestly, when he got him in the wheelchair, and he hit him he hit him with the chair about 10 times the same way that Kemp did to his brother. And he had a powerbomb on that stretcher for good measure too. Like, that shit was brutal. And I definitely think this match was very fun. The right guy won, and I definitely do think that this is going to be good for moving on. I don't know if David Kemp's going to get a win over the Creed brothers. I don't know if he's going to have another partner with them. Is Roderick Strong going to be with them all along? Fuck knows. We will see what's going on in NXT eventually. And, yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's go to Josh.
Personally, this match, I agree, was very fun. It was, the feud between Kemp and the Diamond Mine. I mean, personally, I love the Diamond Mine. I love the Creeds. I think they're an amazing tag team. They're both very talented individuals. I love Roderick Strong, of course, but I kind of had a feeling, at the last pay-per-view that we had, when Roderick Strong was just knocked out cold in the parking lot, just really all beaten. And I was like, really, who knocked out Roddy? Because Damon Kemp was with Diamond Mine when they loaded Roddy into the ambulance. And I had a feeling like, it's always that like tongue twister where it's somebody on the team that did it to somebody and they don't know. So I liked how Damon Kemp just kind of turned on the Creeds like that to start this whole feud. And this match, it was very entertaining too, and it was very good. Julius Creed impressed me a lot as a singles guy in this match. I really think he was great. I love what he was doing in that match. I mean, he literally took his anger out on Damon Kemp and made Damon Kemp his bitch. Literally threw him all over the place. And, an ambulance match, how can you not go wrong with that? It's the best way you can go out possible. You shove your opponent in a fucking ambulance, and you tap the doors, they go bye-bye. But, Damon Kemp as a heel, I personally like what he's doing, and I think, he could be better off on his own than with the Diamond Mine, and then do his own character. But, this match was great. I mean, Julius Creed saved his brother's job. He saved him from leaving NXT. Yeah, it was such a great match. And, I hope, they keep this rivalry going forward when Roddy comes back, because I kind of want to see Roddy go against Damon Kemp.
Right.
Just, say for what Damon Kemp did to Roddy. So, yeah, it was a great match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Honestly, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. Jason, what you got to say?
All right. So the ambulance match, it was a pretty fun match. It wasn't really taken seriously. It was just a fun match to watch. And I'm cool with Julius Creed picking up the win here.
The phone's ringing.
The phone is ringing.
Thank you, Josh. What else guys think, Jason?
That's all I have.
All right. So, okay. This is why I have gut feelings that I knew this was going to happen. Mandy Rose defeating Albert Fire. What did I tell you?
I was very disappointed, but I kind of had a feeling too.
It was bound to happen.
I said it on the prediction. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. No. Because, Omar and all that, they picked Albert Fire. And again, I respect the hell. I think Albert Fire would be a great champion. I think she definitely has reinvented herself, honestly. But you always got to remember, Gigi's and JC. Gigi and JC are always behind Mandy Rose.
Yep.
So you have to be a lot smarter. You got to have the odds even with you. So that's probably why I didn't go the way they want to go for Albert Fire. And don't get me wrong, she had opportunities to win it, but it was just not going to happen. It was just not going to happen for me. I think this is what's going to happen. I think at the next takeover or coming up in 2023, I think they'll be called up eventually, but I think Mandy Rose is not going to be pinned. This is time to come takeover or two takeovers, whatever the case may be. She's not going to get pinned. They're not going to go out with a pin or just. So again, it was a very cliche match. It was just very predictable, to be honest. I just had a feeling that was going to happen. So yeah, it's just predictable, and I like the match. Anyways, Jason.
So, I'm okay with Mandy Rose picking up the win here. I'll be fine with Alba Fire. I wanted that result, but I guess they wanted her to have the title for a year. So, hopefully by NXT deadline she'll lose. We'll see.
Yeah. Also, I want to show this.
Yes.
Oh.
He might be back to the two-tone haircut.
Hopefully, he may
Hopefully he's not trolling.
Usually he's over trolling us. I don't trust Rollins. Again, when Jen fucking sit back to me, I'm like, yo, brother's like, hello, this is one streak hair Rollins. I'm like, don't trust Rollins. He's gonna fool the shit out of us. Let's go to you, Josh, about Mandy Rose and Alba Fire.
Mandy Rose, Alba Fire. Personally, I love the segment before the match happened. I love how they were like in this haunted house, and Alba Fire was kind of like this deep. Like I loved her makeup. Like literally, kind of reminded me of myself. Demon makeup with like the fire kind of like look. It looks so cool.
That is definitely a Josh paint.
Yeah. Or like, red and black around the eyes here, and then, something scary, or, I could come up with some crazy combinations for the assassin character, but, her makeup was just awesome. I just thought it was really fucking cool. JC Jane, oh my god. They had me dying throughout that segment. Oh my god. JC Jane was so
I love JC.
I love the segment where Gigi was like, she's like, I want to go because I love Halloween. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, this is gonna be
and JC is like, have you ever seen Scream or have you seen a horror movie? You don't go alone.
Yeah, she was like so petrified and scared. Like, I was like, calm down.
I don't blame JC for that. But you don't go alone in horror movies because you're gonna get tired of freaking Ghostface.
Yeah, they're like, let's all split up. You go right, I go left, I'll go straight. And then it's literally like a scene out of a horror movie. One goes into the hole, one goes down, the other one goes down, and Mandy's the sole survivor. Okay, but I love how Alba Fire just knocked her out and carried her like a fucking dead body, and then puts her right back in the car that Toxic Attraction.
Oh my god, the haunted house was JC though.
Alba Fire.
JC got me, bro. I've been a big fan of JC for a while.
Alba Fire literally drove the car.
Did you see horror movies? I'm scared.
Yeah, Alba Fire drove back to the Performance Center. Literally, and then that match happens. They start fighting, but then you knew, some way, somehow, Toxic Attraction would get involved. Gigi and JC Jane. They would get involved some way, somehow to help their little princess, leader, Mandy Rose, keep her title. And, I have to admit, this is the best run Mandy has had in, the longest time.
Honestly, yeah.
On the main roster after, she cut her hair shorter. She literally was just a jobber with Dana Brooke, for crying out loud.
I forgot.
I even forgot about that too, but it just popped in my head because I remember at WrestleMania she slipped on the entrance stage and looked like a fucking bum. Shout out to Mandy Rose. You're not a bum, but come on, man. I get the stage was sweat. I get it was wet from all that rain in Florida. But yeah, the match was great. I wished Alba Fire won, but I kind of knew once Toxic Attraction got involved, I was like, yeah, it's clips. Mandy Rose is taking the title back home where she belongs. And I hope Mandy eventually drops it to either Alba Fire or somebody on the women's roster. Hopefully Cora Jade, maybe Roxanne.
Yeah, I was gonna say Roxanne could be a great
dropping.
choice.
We'll see who she drops it to, but I'm enjoying her reign. I'm not mad. I'm not, saying, oh, why does she have the title? But you know what? I'm enjoying her because the best run of her career that she's had.
Yeah, and this is the same thing I was gonna say for this, and I'm glad I was right for this one. All right, so for the Triple Threat NXT Championship match, Braun Baker retained his title over JD Madonna and Ilya Dragunov. What banger of a match this was, and holy shit, Dragunov almost had it. He almost had it. I really thought they were gonna give it to him. I really thought so. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And JD, I hate you for doing that.
Unbelievable.
JD, I hate you for doing that. Damn, why do you have to put your hand right where the referee is doing it? Why are you both holding hands?
Yeah.
One, two.
He was like that. He like holding his hand like.
I just remember the look on Dragunov's face. He
One, two.
Killer instinct.
Yes, he almost had it. And so Madonna almost stole it too. There was a lot of false finishes in this match. A lot of false finishes. You have one spot there, a German suplex, like a trio of German suplexes happened. You have Dragunov for some reason do a Van Terminator for some reason. I don't know why. And this match was a fucking banger. I really thought either it's going to go two ways. I thought that either Braun Breaker's going to retain to have it for a bit longer, or they're going to give it to Dragunov, so Dragunov, doesn't have that loss that represents, his UK run. Because he didn't have a proper run in the UK because he got injured.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, honestly, again, this is a banger match. Great way to end up the show. And I'll get into my rating in just a moment. But banger in a match, though. Banger in a match. Braun Breaker's been impressing me, ever since, he got the top up. And also, same thing with Dragunov. We beat Gunther for the title. And JD also has been very impressive, too. Like, yeah, I'm a bigger fan of JD, honestly, too. I think he is a great, great competitor, too. And a lot of people don't like the name change. I know AJ kind of went about the name change, on our predictions.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. I don't mind the name change. I mean,
me either.
So, at least it's something similar. At least
it's
so.
His real initials are still in his name.
Well, hey, at least it's not something like Butch.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, let's get to the main event. Let's go with Jason first. I got two Jasons.
Okay. Jason, go first.
JJL. Okay, this match was banger after banger after banger after banger
after banger after banger
after Josh. Okay, so this was a pretty good way to close out the show. Dragunov almost had it. 1, 2.
He gripped him hard. He grabbed his hand. He held his hand.
Held his hand.
Take my hand away.
The poor hand from the referee. Stopped the count and cost him the win. That was an awesome close call there.
That was unique too.
So you know what? We're continuing on with Braun Breaker's reign. We'll see when he loses it. Maybe at deadline.
I think it's going to be at the takeover when the Rumble's going to be. I think that, in my personal opinion, I think he's not going to lose it just like at the end of the year, just like that. But he's going to keep it for a bit longer in 2020. I think he'll be called up around the summertime or around the spring. I think it's going to be around those two. I don't think he's going to be right at the moment called up. I don't think he's ready just yet. I don't think he has a lot of exposure.
I think he's ready, but not just ready yet.
He's not ready yet because he don't have the exposure. Because they tried it before, but he didn't have exposure to the crowd. You know, because maybe they'll watch NXT. So, I mean, what are you gonna do about it? But now let's go on to judges.
Yeah, this match was just insane. Honestly, that you had three of the best talented wrestlers on NXT right now. You have Dragunov, Braun Breaker, JD McDonough. Honestly, my props go to both Dragunov and McDonough, both of them. The JD McDonough, he's probably one of the best wrestlers out there. He's incredible. His moves, his agility, his charisma, he's so good at what he does. And Dragunov as well. Dragunov, he's a beast. For such a small, guy, he's ruthless. And that's what I like about Dragunov. And, I hope he wins the title eventually. And then you have the big man and all this, the face of the brand, Braun Breaker, who has grown on the fans since this 2.0, since the 2.0 era started. And, when Ciampa was champion, I'm like, what do you think they're going to put the title on, to give the fans a new champion? They're going to go Braun Breaker. So Braun Breaker, he goes, he beats Ciampa, becomes the face of NXT. And he's been the face of NXT. Who would I like to see him drop the title to? Honestly, Dragunov. I think Dragunov's the right guy to fit the face, the head championship of the brand. And you want to know why? Because Dragunov puts on a 5-star classic. Look at what him and McDonough did back in the NXT UK. They put on a 5-star classic that led into JD McDonough leaving to NXT up in the States.
And also look at what they did with the Dragunov versus Walter.
Yeah, that was like his moment, and that's when Dragunov became, UK champion, and that's who everyone kind of wanted to dethrone Gunther's reign. I think it was like 700 days that he had it, or 600.
Yeah, it was longer than Pete Dunne.
It was longer, yeah. He had the longer reign than Pete Dunne, and Dragunov was the right guy for it, I felt like, and he was a great champion until that foot injury, sidelined him. But he signed to NXT. That match was incredible. The spots, the back and forth action, those pinfalls, those 2 counts got me, really excited. I was saying, is Dragunov going to be champion? I was like, if Braun will get called up by the summertime, and I hope the best for him. I hope he's, when he gets to the main roster level, I hope the best goes for him. And I think he'll do good things on the main roster. And, I feel like Dragunov can fill those shoes as the champion as the head champion in the future. I would like to see both those guys as champion in the future. I think JD McDonough would be a great champion for NXT. His character right now is unbelievable. And I felt like, HBK, they're doing a great job with both him and Dragunov. So yeah, the match was just incredible. It's probably like my 3rd favorite match of the night.
My 2nd. It's very close. But so now let's go to our ratings. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I think it's the best takeover to date with 2022. But it has one cliche match and one predictable finish that I'm not gonna fault as much because the rest of the show was fantastic. Jason, what you got?
First off, let me get Omar's up.
I can do it from my phone. I mean, I'll be quick.
So, Omar said
he will give it. He got a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, and he also said that the show was epic. He likes the casket match and especially the Braun Breaker match. He thought the rest of the matches were great.
Of course he did.
So I will give this at least 9.5. Because the matches were good, but it wasn't like show of the year worthy.
Oh no. Definitely was not. Josh.
I agree with a lot of you guys. it's probably the best NXT takeover we had to date. It's probably the best. It's probably the best show that we had in terms of pay-per-views as a whole, out of this 2.0 era, or if you want to call it now developmental, or the white and gold era. White and gold era sounds a lot better. Definitely the best show of the new start of the white and gold era. With HBK in charge, I feel like, with Triple H running the main roster shows and HBK running NXT, you have two great people that know with good talent where it lands. So I'm gonna give this also a 9 out of 10. I forgot we had two matches that I guess you could say were dark matches.
Yeah, who cares about those?
But yeah, the show as a whole was really good. I loved most of the matches. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. 9 out of 10.
Sweet. All right, so moving on to the outros, and I'm gonna let myself go first. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Crash and Burn as we did our review of Halloween Havoc. So next time you're gonna see us, we're gonna do Crown Jewel predictions and recap as well, and here as well coming up. And also again coming up as well, and Survivor Series coming up as well. That's the last pay of the year.
Yeah.
I already said Bulgaria. So all those are coming up here eventually for Moshcast. We're doing Einstein Kill Silver Scream. I'm recording. Second analysis, I don't know what that we're doing.
We're doing the first Scream movie.
Scream movie. And after that, we're just gonna do our own thing for Halloween. I do want to say it's Halloween weekend coming up. I do want to wish everyone a happy Halloween.
Yes,
and also just also for you guys to be safe as well. Again, just do not fall for those very candy tricks, or really just be careful what you go and be careful who you're walking with. Be careful, just in general, because you don't know what's gonna happen Halloween. I mean, there's a movie about it. I mean, come on now. But enjoy Horror Night. Enjoy whatever you want to do for Halloween. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And follow my Instagram at Lucas.100336. I will be posting my Edge cosplay with my boy Kai as Damien Priest as well. And for myself on TikTok, follow my TikTok at Lucas.100336. I will also be posting TikToks with Kai coming in later days. Yeah, just expect those coming out here soon. And yeah, let's go on to Jason.
Thank you all for watching this episode of Crash and Burn. We reviewed NXT Halloween Havoc. We got Crown Jewel predictions coming up. Be sure to stay tuned for that one. And yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. And if any of you don't do what Omar says, this will happen to you.
Shout out Omar.
Oh, yes!
Oh, get over here!
Oh, okay, well, that was so wrong.
All right, thank you for watching, and Josh, end off the video.
All right, you got Josh.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Crash and Burn, where we reviewed Halloween Havoc. Definitely a great show. If you guys missed it, if you have Peacock, definitely give it a rewatch. Also, guys, follow me on all my social medias. Follow everybody on their socials. Everything will be down below in the description for you. And just an announcement to make regarding my YouTube channel. No, I did not stop posting content. Just been dealing with a lot of fucked up shit in my life and a lot of, personal stuff. So, once again, I will say this. I will be back to posting very, very soon. But for right now, if you want to see me on YouTube doing content, this is the place to be. So, as well as the Moshcast and Cinematic Analysis, you could see me there as well.
Even if you're barely there.
Shut up. But you could see me there.
It's Brock Lesnar, y'all. It's Brock Lesnar.
Fucking true, you're never there.
Yeah,
we have to struggle to get you on.
I feel like Brock Lesnar. I fucking need to ask for more. I need to ask for a fucking goddamn raise. I swear to God. But we don't do this as part of money here. We're not.
I'm gonna crack you with this bottle. I'm gonna crack you with this.
But I'm joking. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more episodes to come. Everything will be on our Instagram, so you guys know when it drops. Be sure to tag us
Be American.
in stories that when you watch the episodes. It means a lot to us. We do this for fun, entertainment, shits and giggles, but we also do it as a hobby for us. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.
You're so nice, Josh.
Oh, love you, Josh.
Oh, you're so
Shut up.
sweet.
Oh, Jason, I'm gonna marry you one day. Anyways, that's what went ended up. That's me, Lucas, your favorite fruity person. That's Jason. That's Josh. We will see you for Crown Jewel.
All right, see you.
Crash and burn!